welcome to another episode of Magical Solutions TV. So today we're going to be talking about sacred space for the body. We're going to be talking about how to boost your energy levels and your immune system at the same time. So this is fun. This goes for anybody who wants more energy, but that also includes people with autoimmune disorders, that their energy is really affected by those disorders, such as fibromyalgia or any type of thyroid disorder like Graves' disease or Hashimoto's or hyper, whatever. I have Graves' disease, so these are things that I have started doing for myself since finding out that I had it 2.5 years ago. And they've really worked. They've really made the difference. So if you have any of those type of things, know that these tips will work for you if you apply them. And they will help you boost your energy, which is huge because going through life without energy is just terrible. Tip number 1 is all about getting out into the sun. So this is just a standard little practice. How I do it is sometime between 8 and 10 a.m. I go out into the sun, no sunscreen, and I spend about 10-15 minutes outside. It's really simple. Just stand directly in the sun, and you can close your eyes and lift your head up toward the sun so that it's right on your face. This makes a huge difference especially if you do it kind of early in the morning. It will help set the tone for the day. It increases your mood and it definitely raises your energy levels. The sun, when you're not wearing sunscreen and you're soaking up the sun, actually produces vitamin D in your body, which most of us know. But vitamin D is essential for energy production in your body, and it does boost your immune system as well as a ton of other things that it does. But it is actually just 100% essential, and the best way to get it is not to get it through a pill. In the wintertime, sometimes that's necessary, but during the summer, the best thing you can do is stand out in the sun. An added benefit to this practice is if you take your shoes and socks off and you stand in the grass or the dirt barefoot. The earth has a certain level of magnetism that will actually pull toxins right out of your body through your feet. And this is a pretty cool thing. It can do a lot of amazing things for your body. It can help you sleep better. It detoxes you. The less toxins you have, the less harder your body has to work, which means the more energy you have. So, and better immune system because you have less toxins. So it's a great way to detox and produce energy and produce vitamin D. And also the sun will actually help your liver produce bile. And your liver is a huge organ, so it takes a lot of energy away from your body in the production of bile. So soaking up the sun will help that process out so that you're not losing energy to the production of bile. Okay. Tip number 2 is all about eating fruit, especially in the morning for breakfast. So what I do is I always make sure that my fruit is in season. If I'm eating in season, my body doesn't have to work as hard to break the food down. And fruits and vegetables can often be hard to break down, especially if you're not eating them in season. Your body has to work extra hard to break those down, which means you have less energy. So eating in season, make sure the fruits and vegetables you're eating are, what is in season. And a lot of people don't know what is and what isn't because you go to the grocery stores and you just see pretty much everything all year long. And for grapes, for instance, grapes are in the stores year round pretty much, but they're really only in season from September through January, late January, I think. So keep that in mind. It really will make a big difference in your digestive system, your immune system, and your energy levels throughout your day. And I also add juice. I have a bowl of fruit, and then I have juice, like a green drink or this antioxidant blend that I drink that's really good. So that's really helpful, and it's a great way to start the day, and it will help your energy levels as well. Okay, tip number 3 is lemon juice in the morning. First thing, before you eat, empty stomach, half a lemon You squeeze it out and drink that juice. Lemons are the only food on the planet that I know of that actually have bile in them. So when you eat a lemon, you're giving your body extra bile, which means, again, that your liver doesn't have to work as hard to create that bile, which means that you have more energy because that energy isn't being pulled away into your liver. Plus, you have a healthy liver, which is essential to a healthy body. So this is a really important thing to do. You don't have to do it every day. Just, a few times a week, it will really make a big difference. Okay, tip number four, and this is kind of the big one for me, is changing your perspective and your mindset. So, whenever I first became aware that I had Graves' disease 2.5 years ago, it was really hard, and all the energy just felt like it had left my body. Like I could literally feel it draining out of my body, and it was a horrible feeling, and I was really scared. And I had spent most of my life, feeling like a victim of my circumstances as it was. And then this happened and I felt like totally betrayed by my body. And, I think initially I just went way deeper into that victim mindset. And I, was just like, no, this is not how I'm going to live my life. And I want the energy to keep up with my daughter and to work. Because I had to take that first year off of work basically because I just couldn't work. I couldn't think. So I decided that's not how I was going to live my life, and I wasn't going to be a victim of my circumstances, and I was going to find out what this disease meant, what I could learn from it, what the cause was. And so I've dedicated my life to that, and I've dedicated my life to changing my perspective and to getting myself out of being a victim, because I'm not, and I'm in, and just being in control of my mind. And that made a huge difference alone. And so that's how I got my energy back. Literally, that one thing alone started the whole process. So what I did is what I call visioning or contemplation. I created this vision in my head of what I would look like, what I would be doing if I had all my energy back. So I just held on to that. I kept thinking about it. I felt it. And I surrendered the outcome to God because I didn't know how it was going to happen. I just knew that it was, and that's what I did. And it took a few months. It took a while. You have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. But, within that first year, and it may have only been 6 to 8 months, everything completely changed. My energy came back. I started my business back up again. 98% of the time, I feel good. I feel like I have energy. I get a lot done. I can play with my daughter. I can do all these things. So, and that's pretty huge for, having a disease that basically robs you of all your energy. And I know, I can attribute it, simply to that visioning process. And from that visioning process, I was able to get all these other action steps that I could take, taking better care of myself, eating with the seasons, eating more fruit and vegetables and these different things. So changing my mindset led me to all of those action steps that I could take to actually help create that in my life and to manifest it. So it worked. It did wonders for me. And, I still fall into the victim mindset. Sometimes we all do. That's okay. But it's have that vision and you will always come back to it. Have the vision of who you are and what you deserve and where you want to go. And you will always, always come back to that. So that's the big one. And I think that another thing that goes kind of hand in hand with that is appreciation. So, there's so many little things that we have that other people don't have, or that if they were gone, we don't notice them now as much, but if they were gone, they would be the biggest things we would miss. And that's different for everybody, but it's just small things like the sunshine and taking a walk and flowers, your favorite flower, holding your baby's hand, whatever, just tiny little things that are beautiful and amazing, and to just appreciate those and notice them more, that really, really helps. It really helps you see how much you have to be grateful for. So gratitude mixed in with a little visioning of what you want and appreciation of life and trying to stay in the moment will really increase your energy hugely. Gratitude increases your energy because it creates joy, and joy is just bursts of energy. And that brings us to tip number 5, which is take a time out. And this is a big one also because it's like, okay, you're sitting there and you're working and your boss is getting on your nerves and shoulders are all tight and you're like freaking out, and you feel super stressed, and that stress will rob your energy immediately, and it can last for days. Like it can take days to get out of that. But if you stay mindful and just take a time out, lock yourself in a closet, go for a walk, whatever you need to do, and just take deep breaths and really focus in on the moment, because the moment, no stress exists. The moment is where you can connect with God and connect with yourself at the highest and deepest level. And there, no stress exists, no anxiety exists, no people all over you telling you what to do, and all of the stresses of life don't exist there. So if you can give yourself a timeout for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however many minutes per day, or whenever you need it, do that, and that will make a huge difference because it automatically decreases the stress. It takes away from all those symptoms that the stress causes, and that way your energy is not being robbed by your stress, because we all deal with stress every single day. But if we can stay mindful and if we can give ourselves time to be in the moment, it will take away from all of those negative effects that stress can have on your body. And stress will take away all your immune system function if you let it. So making sure to give yourself a timeout and really counteract your stress will also boost your immune system. So those are my 5 tips for boosting your energy and your immune system. Stay tuned for our next episode of Magical Solutions TV, and make sure you subscribe so you can get it. Check me out on Instagram and Pinterest. I've got some really great tips and things like that on there. All kinds of health tips and home decorating tips and feng shui and lots of different stuff, because I do lots of different stuff. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.